Okay, so I got the compressor installed using the ICT billet bracket. It uses a Sandin 508 compressor. This one, I ordered it, I think it's off of a 1990 Jeep Cherokee, I think it is. That's a factory compressor. The tensioner that I used is a 98 to 02 Camaro with the LS1. I used that tensioner. And the belt that I ended up using is this one. 114 inches, 114 and a half inches. The website called for a 100-inch belt, but I was looking up some more information. A lot of people said that does not fit with the truck's accessories, so I went with this one, and as you can see, first try it went right on. It has good tension, so now I just gotta figure out the AC lines, how I'm going to route them, and hopefully have AC working on this truck. Also, if you can see, I had to cut part of the plastic fender well thing, splash guard, whatever, for the bracket to fit. As you can see there, I'm gonna clean it up. This one I just rough cut it, but I'm gonna clean it up, smooth out the edges. But I mean, it's pretty good clearance. It's like barely touching the compressor. I don't think that really matters. Yeah, I think for the heater hoses, I think I'm just gonna buy the little U right there at the water pump and just take these hoses off. To be honest, I don't need a heater in this thing. We're in Texas. It does not get cold enough to need a heater. Plus, it's not gonna be my daily. So I'm just not gonna have a heater. Don't really care for it. But here's the truck. You can see the shifter. It's dark right now, but it's a B&M ratchet shifter. I still gotta adjust the linkage a little bit, but it works. That's too dark back here. I'm getting ready to make the AC lines. I'm gonna make a hose that comes off of here, and it's gonna loop and come here to the compressor. This is the suction side. I already got I used the original hose, which is this one here, which comes off the dryer, and it used to come all the way around. It went over the firewall and came forward like that because the factory compressor used to be on the driver's side, but now it's going to be on the passenger side. So what I did is I cut the hose right here off the original one, which was right here, and I am going to put this fitting on there. And for my crimping tool is this one, Master Cool. I got it off of Amazon. I think it was like 160, something like that, and it comes with all your different dies. I don't have a workbench, so I'm kind of just working, like rigging stuff up. So I just held it with two clamps onto this table. It's not all that sturdy, but hey, it'll work. I'm not really cranking down on it too hard. So the fitting goes here, you close it, you lock it in place, and then you crank down on it, and then it makes the crimp. So I'm gonna go ahead and crimp one, and then I'll show you how it comes out. Change of plans, actually. I had to relocate. That other idea did not work. It just wasn't sturdy enough. So now I got it to a 4x4, and it's just sitting between these woods here. And now I was able to crank down on it pretty good. Just finished the first one. It doesn't look that good. Let me back this out all the way. It looks kind of shitty, to be honest. But the crimp is there, and it's gonna hold, I hope. Looks pretty good. So there's the first one. Now the next one. But let's get to the next one. So coming off the compressor, gonna be the discharge. And the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna run it down this way through that hole, which is right down in there, and it's gonna come out right here, and it's gonna run straight across and then in through this side right up there and come up to this fitting right there. But since that's my high side, I need to add a high side valve and the high pressure switch. So what I did was I got this fitting, which right here is hard to do with one hand. Right here you can thread a high pressure switch on there. So I'm gonna, oh sorry, got a runny nose. This fucking heat. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the hose probably about here, and then splice that in there like that, and then keep running like I had said, keep running the hose over here. And before I crimp this one, I'm gonna put this one, which is a high side valve. I'm gonna just kind of crimp it into the hose, probably somewhere around here. I might do it a little closer, I don't know. Haven't decided just yet. I'll get to that whenever I'm ready to cut the hose. But yeah, that's what's gonna be next. I'm gonna mark the hose now, cut it so I can crimp the first two sides, and then I'll do the next piece of hose and go from there. I'll keep you guys updated. And I'm gonna try to show you. I don't know how good this is gonna turn out, but I got my fitting in there. And you kind of just gotta watch it. Make sure it goes down kind of straight, I guess. Let me adjust this. Make sure that the dies are kind of aligned. And you just get cranking. And to be honest, the instructions do not say how far to tighten. So I've just been going until I can get it pretty snug where I can't go anymore. I don't know, it just, that makes sense to me. The ratchet gets pretty tight there, so that's where I pretty much stop. Back it up, back it up all the way. Now I can loosen it by hand. Back that fitting up all the way. Open it up, and there's our crimp. Let me show you. It's not bad. That one came out better than the other one. I like that one better. But now that y'all see how to do it, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this one out. Okay, I'm cutting it. Oh shit. It is just with the razor blade. This stuff actually cuts through really easy. And it is a AC hose made by Gates. So I know it's gonna hold up. Okay, so now I have that coming out of the compressor, coming over to this one, and right here, I don't know if you can see, I crimped the other side, and here's my high pressure switch. I don't know if you can see that very well. Just got 2 wires, so it's gonna sit about there. Right down here, I'm just going to kind of tie up the hose out of the way. There goes my screwdriver. I cut a hole here, just a little rough cut, and put the hose up through there. And up in here, I am about to measure where I'm gonna cut this one so I can put the high side valve, and then take it out, and then go crimp these, and I can install the lines. Alright, so I have all my crimps done. Here's my 2 hoses that I'm going to be using. This one, compressor, runs to the high pressure switch, continues, high side valve, to the condenser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crimps on this one, and on this other one, since I used the original piece of the hose, I just want crimp. This was the ugliest one, but I mean, it'll work. Hopefully it doesn't leak. But yeah, this is the crimp tool that I used. I think it was like 155 or something like that, so like 160 bucks. Now it's back in the box. Close this up, and I'll probably never use this ever again because I don't plan on making any more AC hoses. So if anybody needs that, let me know. This is just gonna be sitting in my garage. But let me go ahead and I'm gonna add all new O-rings wherever I need them, and I'm gonna hook up the lines, and then try to go find that clutch cycle switch, and then rent the AC gauges and the vacuum pump so I can vacuum the system, make sure it's all cleared of debris and moisture, and then we can try to fill it up with some Freon, hopefully. Okay, so now I'm working on hooking up the AC, the clutch switch and high pressure switch. So I printed this diagram online, and for this particular truck, you have your mode selector inside the truck, which is this one right here. Coming off of that is a purple wire that runs to the AC, the clutch cycle switch, and then from there it goes to the high pressure switch, and then it leaves there and it goes to the engine compartment, the fuse box. But it goes to a relay, and all that relay does is it pretty much sends signal to the compressor clutch. Oh, sorry, it's all shaky. The fan is shaking it. So the way I'm wiring it is that purple switch is come off of there. And I'll show you on the truck. Over here. Oh shit, I didn't bring my flashlight. Where I put it? As you can see here, this one's been cut before, but there's 2 wires. There's a purple and a black and yellow. So that purple wire, I'm gonna come into the switch, and then the wire coming out of it, I'm gonna cut it there, and I'm gonna run that to the high pressure switch, which is over here. I attached 2 wires to it. So it's gonna come in from the purple into the clutch cycle switch, out of the clutch cycle switch to the switch to this one, and then out of this one it's gonna run to the compressor. Also, wherever I do wiring, I like to use this split loom. Wire loom is kind of like, it's like a braided material, I guess you could call it. So I usually use that to clean up the wiring, make it look nice. Okay, so I just got out of O'Reilly Auto Parts. I went to a different one, but they didn't have the AC gauges and the vacuum that I needed. I had to come over here and pick them up. I got the little stuff I needed and the gauges and the vacuum. Now I'm gonna head home and keep working on the truck. Alright, so a little update now. I was pulling a vacuum on it. I shut it off, and as soon as I closed the valves, the vacuum went down. So instantly I knew there was a leak. So I went back through, tightened all the fittings that I thought might have came loose or I didn't tighten enough. So mainly it was these two on the compressor that I went ahead and tightened down some more. And I think now they're good, hopefully. I'm pulling a vacuum on it again right now, and then we'll go from there. But yeah. Well, I know where my leak is coming from now. From that little pinhole right there. So that was my first crimp that I did, and looks like it didn't fucking work. So fuck, I'm fucked. Nobody has those fucking fittings. Shit. Well, that's gonna be it for this video until I can get some more fittings in so I can redo that hose. That sucks. Okay, well, at least I got everything installed. Looks like everything's gonna work. Yeah, everything should work once I get that fixed, because I started putting some Freon into it and it started leaking from there. Like it just started blowing it out right through the little hole and back here. So my guess is it didn't seal correctly. It was my first one, so, and it was the ugliest looking one. So I sprayed some soapy water around all the other fittings while there was still a little bit of Freon in the system, and it didn't bubble up. So I think everywhere else is good. And yeah, I'm gonna go order them fittings so I can get this thing working. Fuck. Kind of disappointed because I really wanted to at least have AC blowing on it, but it's whatever. Now I guess I'm just gonna work on getting other little stuff buttoned up. Now that I know that works, I'm gonna just clean up the wiring a little bit right here, what comes off the compressor, and we'll clean it all up and make it look presentable, I guess. Alright, so pretty much for this video, that's gonna be it until I can get those fittings in so I can remake that one hose that started leaking, which is this one here. So I'm gonna order those, and then I'll make another video of vacuuming the system again and adding Freon to it and getting the AC working. I got a few other little stuff I gotta do to button up the truck, but for the most part, she's almost done, and I'll be able to drive it. So I'll see you on the next video.